Hey there, thank you for tuning in for another video on the 7 Habits of Highly Effective People with me, the real Jason Duncan, and results through integrity. Today we're on week number 42 on our card deck on the 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. Been going through this all year long, talking about how great the 7 habits are. And I'm telling you, if you haven't read that book, golly, you got to go read that book. It is not for salespeople. It is not for business leaders. It is not for entrepreneurs. It is for everybody. It is for salespeople. It is for business leaders. It is for entrepreneurs. You should read that book. If you're a stay-at-home mom, if you're a retiree, if you're independently wealthy, that book carries so much weight and has so many little gold nuggets about how to deal with people in interpersonal relationships. Please go read that book. And when you go buy that book, remember the real Jason Duncan and results through integrity. And thank you for subscribing to my YouTube channel. Thank you for being here on IGTV, if that's where you're watching it. And thank you for my LinkedIn audience. I love interacting with LinkedIn. What's interesting about LinkedIn, I'm going to stop here for just a second, talk about that, is that my LinkedIn engagement through these videos has really risen, and it's thanks to you. Thank you for commenting, for watching, for sharing it, for telling other people about it. And my commitment is to make sure that I bring good, consistent content for business leaders and entrepreneurs, because my mission in life is use my gifts of teaching and leadership to help you get the results you want out of this life. So let's go into the card for this week, and it is value differences. Now, we are in an election cycle, in case you haven't heard, in case you've been under a rock lately and you don't know what's going on, and it is a little bit nutty. We've got 2 candidates running for president that it seems like half the world hates both of them at any given time. They can't please everybody, and nobody knows what's going to happen. There are a lot of differences going on, in other words, right? And so what this card tells us to do, this habit of synergizing, which is habit number 6, in the book, The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, he talks about what that means to add synergy, to synergize with people. And part of that is to value differences. On the front of the card it says this: identify someone you disagree with and make a list of their strengths. Now, I'm sure you've got somebody in your life that you disagree with. Maybe it's your mother-in-law. Maybe it's your brother. Maybe it's a coworker. Maybe it's your spouse. Maybe it's someone who knows who it might be. But pick that person, and I want you to make a list of their strengths. Oh, that's tough, huh? But write down what they're good at. What are their strengths? And then when they disagree with you, say, and I love this. This came straight from the book. When they disagree with you, say, great, you see things differently. I need to listen to you. Let me tell you about changing people's perspectives. When you value differences, you say, yeah, you see it differently than me. I need to listen to you. I need to understand you. I saw a picture today on Instagram of a guy holding a Trump flag and a guy holding a Biden flag shaking hands in the street. And the caption said, please, more of this. That's what we want to see. We want to value those differences. On the back of the card, the Ask Yourself question for this week says, ask yourself this: do I know the unique strengths of the people I work and live with? In which relationships do I tolerate differences rather than value them? Tolerating people's differences is a lot different than valuing them. And believe me, there are people that I disagree with that I just assume never to be around. I understand that. That's what we all feel. But if we're going to be a highly effective person, we need to value those differences. Valuing differences is the foundation of synergy. We are effective when we value and embrace the differences rather than rejecting or merely tolerating them. We see others' differences as strengths, not weaknesses. How different the world would be if we actually valued differences. The quote of the week this week from Covey says this: the essence of synergy is to value differences, to respect them, to build on strengths, to compensate for weaknesses. Thank you again for tuning in to this week's 7 Habits of Highly Effective People video with me, the real Jason Duncan, and results through integrity. I'll see you next week, and until then, remember, Jesus is King.